Yep.
And for once, yep, we are a minute early. I don't think this has happened for quite some time now. But, okay, I was just going to say, you just blanked out for a moment there. But, everyone, welcome to the show. This is Anything Goes with George and Jonathan. And we go over tech-related news for the week. And we have the latest and the greatest. I even put more in today. So Jonathan's been MIA the last two sessions.
Yeah.
The first time what happened? You were sick?
I can't remember.
You had a headache or something and you fell asleep and forgot?
I think it was something like that. I don't remember.
Then last week you had a family what was it? Just a family reunion, family get together? What happened?
It was a family get together, you can say. Family came up from Connecticut.
Was that your mom or who was it?
My mom, my aunt, my sister, and her kids.
Oh, that was cool. And like last week you were at a barbecue or something?
Yeah, it was barbecue. I went to the park, had a barbecue and stuff like that.
So what'd you make?
We made some burgers, hot dogs, chicken.
Now, what were you telling me you were having some sort of burger yesterday?
Oh, yeah. The other day I was making some homemade burgers.
Oh, what's all... you were trying to tell me, and I was like... I heard you, but, like, what's all in it? You said it was something... You're putting eggs in it, and I kept calling it meatloaf.
Yeah, eggs, some green peppers, of course, some seasoning, and then just make a few patties, and then fry them up, and then good to go.
That's it?
Yeah, really good.
Do the kids eat it with the green peppers?
Oh, yeah. Kids like the peppers and stuff.
That's weird for kids to like that stuff.
Not mine. They love peppers.
Oh, that's good. But let us get the show on the road.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You'll never have the sacred stone. Oh, this is crazy, mother.
Okay, and our first story. Now, I wanted to touch on this because, to me, this is something that's really, really a serious thing. Okay? It involves Captain Orange, so we're going to get these first couple articles that involve him out of the way.
Oh, goody.
Trump says he is seriously looking at ending birthright citizenship. Now, what makes us U.S. citizens is that we're born in this country. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what makes us U.S. citizens. You take that away. Oh, well, it's conditional, this. No. The Constitution is clear. It says if you're born here in this country, you're a U.S. citizen. There's no argument. There's no debate about this. That's the way it is.
Yeah, that's the way it's been.
And, we have these people. Name a country that doesn't have this issue, except for countries where they're running away from them.
Yeah.
Like if you get two people that come here on a visa and the child is born here, that child has what's called dual citizenship. They could go back to Italy because their parents are from Italy. Or that baby and the parents can stay here.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. Okay? That's the way it's always been. I mean, what irks me is everybody says, well, the Second Amendment is clear. Yeah, which part of regulate do you misunderstand? Well, they don't mean it to mean like oversight. No, they use the word regulate. They're talking about regulating the militia, not regulating a gun.
Yeah, a lot of people, man, they really try to like drag that Second Amendment thing like out, man. They dragging the Second Amendment through the mud and everything, man. They just throw that up every single time. Like, damn, man. Like, I never seen the Second Amendment brought up like so much, like ever.
Oh, the government's going to take your guns away.
Like this whole entire like with the mass shootings and all that. I hear Second Amendment almost all the time now. Like all my years planning on getting a gun and everything and doing research on guns. I even when I was going to get a gun, I didn't hear about Second Amendment as much as I do now. Like something happens, next thing you know, people go in their comment section and be like, well, you know, if everyone had a gun, you know, we could have fixed this problem. Like, okay, man.
No.
All right.
Okay, you have cops, trained cops that go through training, not just once and then they get to be a cop. Their training is ongoing. Their training doesn't end. It doesn't stop. They don't stop practicing. They are constantly working on their skills and how to shoot, how the gun reacts, everything. And you want to, you go get a CCW once every 5 or 10 years.
They even have VR simulators now, which is pretty cool. And I'm glad they're using the VR to like help them because they can place themselves in like any scenario, and I think that's really cool. And like you can place themselves into like an active shooter scenario or like any kind of scenario. So I think it's really interesting that the technology we have now and then how far VR came, and that they can actually use it for their advantage instead of just looking at it as a video game, and they can actually use it as like some form of training.
And that's and here's my point. Okay, I own a gun. All right, I own a couple of guns. Only one of them I would be confident in shooting. The other two I think would probably blow up in my hand. So they're just like my grandfather's old heirloom stuff, and I don't shoot them. They're just pretty. But and they actually are ornate in that they have designs on them and stuff. But and my point to all this is, okay, if and I was messing with the camera, so I'm sorry for everyone. I peeled off a coating off the camera that, I should have peeled off when I got it months ago, but I didn't. But I'm responsible. Okay, they have trigger locks. They're in safes. And the ammo, they're not loaded. You have to load them. And the ammo is in a separate place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you have kids, and you would and should do the same thing. And here's the problem is, everybody should own, this isn't the Wild Wild West, okay? You get somebody that has a gun that goes into whatever store. And this is a hypothetical example. Okay, somebody walks in and pulls out their gun to rob the place. Who's the bad guy? Because now everybody's pulled out their gun. So who's the bad guy?
Yeah, and that can become a problem when the police come. That can become a problem because they have no idea who's who. So they only have a few seconds to make a decision. A lot of people are always getting on cops about like shooting the wrong person or whatever. Like, people I remember, like, they only have like seconds to make a decision, literally seconds. So it's a life or death situation.
Right,
and a lot of people can say whatever because they never had themselves in that kind of situation. And put yourself in their shoes. Like, what do you do? Like, you just gonna sit there and just like hold on and just try to talk? Like, hold on, which one's the bad guy?
Yeah, no,
and then we go from there.
Happen. I mean, the bad guy walks in, pulls their gun. Somebody sees that, pulls their gun. Somebody sees that second person pulling their gun. Who's the bad guy now?
Yeah, like I said, it's confusing for like cops. I mean, you might have your CCW and everything, but like your CCWs a lot of times it's in your wallet, and it's not like out and visible. So like how what cops don't have X-ray vision. They can't just see through. Like, oh, okay, that guy has a CCW, and you can say, "Hold on, I got a CCW." What do you want them to take you? No, they're supposed to take your word for it.
Yeah, you might already be dead by the time you get those words out of your mouth.
Yeah, you better not try to pull out a wallet. So you better wait. So especially if you're black, you might as well just wait. You might as well just drop it and don't even think about it. Just drop it and lay down. Don't even hear about it. Once you hear police, just drop down, drop your weapon, toss it, and just. If you're black, don't do it.
He said it, and I'm pointing at you on the stream.
Oh yeah, I did.
He said it, I didn't. I don't want. This is not a race issue for me. But and we went from Trump with birthright citizenship, but that's exactly the point. What makes us U.S. citizens? What made me a U.S. citizen is that I was born in Warren, Ohio, in the United States. What makes a citizen of Italy or of whatever country is that's where they're born. This isn't a complicated issue here, and that's the way this needs. Captain Orange needs to stop trying to do things that are obviously unconstitutional, and that's what's going to take is the Supreme Court saying, "Nice try, goodbye."
And he I don't think he cares, but a lot of people wonder why a lot of people are moving out of the U.S. into like different countries and stuff, and you wonder why. Like, look at the state that we're in, and we're a laughing stock, man. Like that's what we are right now. We're a laughing stock, and to me, being a U.S. citizen, it's very frustrating.
It's embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing. It's frustrating because like. You want to defend the U.S., but like your president is wrong. So, like, it's like a double-edged sword. Like, I do want to defend my country, but this guy is completely wrong about what he's talking about. So now you're what is it? You're fighting. You're pretty much fighting yourself because you want to defend it, but you can't. And, some part of you want to defend it, but the other part of you like hold on, man, this don't make any sense. So it's almost like I said, it's almost like you're fighting yourself. It's almost like having depression, and Trump's the depression, and then the U.S. is like the body. So you're fighting yourself.
Well, from what I understand, and I don't want to get too much. I don't want to get into it, but. I do read about economics and the economy, and from what I'm understanding, there are telltale signs that happen before the U.S. goes into a recession. And those telltale signs are beginning to manifest themselves again. So again, we have to go back to, the way things work is with a healthy middle class. That's it. Giving all the rich people more money that they don't need is not the way to keep this country going. When everybody has money to spend, that's what keeps this economy moving. Not when the bulk of the money is in the hands of the top whatever percent you want to say.
Yeah, and it's a shame that people have to have like 2 or 3 jobs just to support their living.
Oh well. Recently, I forget who it was, but they came out and Ben Shapiro, conservative, came out and said, "Oh, people don't need 2-3 jobs. That's just a myth." It's I know he's got his head buried in the sand.
Like, you literally your minimum wage can be $15, and you still not make enough to live off of. Oh man.
And here's the thing: is this guy just didn't say, and just didn't say. One, it's not happening, and to those people it is happening to, it's your fault because you didn't hold out for the right job.
Yeah, you didn't hold out for the right job. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
People go to college and then come out after spending a bunch of money, going into debt, and still don't find the job that they're actually, they're major in. And even if they do, by the time they find it, a lot of times they're homeless or living back with their family and stuff like that. And then by the time that happens, it's too late. I mean, sometimes people don't get that opportunity. They have this nice piece of paper on the wall that says, "Hey, I'm good at this," but a lot like the job's just not available. So you're in debt, and then you took all this time to get a job, and then now what?
Well, let's move on to our second story. We could go on for hours about this, but it does still relate to Trump, and it is that Facebook bans ads from, I don't know how to pronounce this word, so you're going to have to forgive me, Epoch Times after huge pro-Trump buy. And what this is this newspaper, this guy came from China and is a U.S. citizen, started this Chinese newspaper in the United States, okay? And now he's dumping a bunch of money buying pro-Trump ads on Facebook, and Facebook is saying, we don't want your money. And it's about $2 million worth. So I can't fault. I mean, that's a lot of money. That Facebook is telling him, hey, your money's no good here. Go away. We're not going to run your ads.
Yeah.
So and to me, that's, they share, and this guy is a conservative. So, I'm sorry, fake news is conservative news. I mean, everybody says, well, Fox News. Most of Fox News is not news. Most of Fox News is commentary. Sean Hannity isn't news. This isn't. I mean, this is news, but I am actually going by what the article says. So, and like this came from NBC. I go by news sources that I know I can trust, that what they're saying is proper. Do they make mistakes? Of course. Everybody does. But they're not going to get a mistake on the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, that's what I find, is a good move for Facebook, that they said, no, we don't want your money. And that was $2 million worth. What do you think?
I'm not sure on that one.
It's not enough to put me in good graces or put Facebook back in my good graces.
I mean, Facebook is Facebook. I mean, I don't trust it, the plaque is stand on, but am I going to stop using it? No, not right now, but whatever, trust it? No, but do I really care? No, because ain't nothing you can do, man. Everyone, no matter what you use, everyone is in between everyone. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff that everyone uses, Facebook have their hand in there some sort of way. And,
Yeah, but I'm not going to go to Facebook to get news. I'm going to go to reputable sites still.
I mean, I use Facebook for a lot of my news, but it depends where it's coming from. I always see the sources coming from first before I just jump right into it. If it's something shocking, I'll actually go out and then do my own research real quick and see if it's true. But it depends on the source. Some source like pinkpanties.com posted Trump got hit by a truck. It's not really going to sound believable. For one, I never heard of him before, and for two, a lot of other people would post it way before then. So I don't know. I will check the source first, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people just go on what they see right off the bat. They don't. A lot of times they don't bother going into it and everything, and that can cause a lot of issues. But a lot of people don't care. They just go with the internet tells them, and they be like, well, and they can have someone be like, yo, nah, man, that's not true. And they're like, well, this website told me it's true, so it got to be.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, too, that I've run into in a lot of Facebook posts, is it's not even a journalist or even a commentator or a professional of any sort. It's just a person that makes a meme, just a picture with words, and that's somehow supposed to be credible and believable. It's just like, I wouldn't believe that, and I'd lean left of center. I wouldn't believe that from the left. I'm sure not going to believe it from the right either.
Yeah.
And it's just like, people just make up this stuff and act like it's breaking news. And it's just like, it's just a meme you made up. It's just like, what's your basis on it? Nothing. Like, really? Okay. But we can go on to our next story, which is...
I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. My job is texting me.
They want you to go in or what?
They're trying to get me to go in 4 hours early tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well,
and I'm not fucking doing that. I gotta be in at 8 a.m. That means they want me to come in at 4.
Tell them you're doing a show and you're gonna be up late.
No, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I won't be able to get no sleep. Your guy's tripping.
Well, on to our next story.
I ain't no damn robot. Fucking just to put some oil on me. Think I'll be good.
Well, you just gotta plug you in.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay, I wish.
Oil you and plug you in.
Well, in the future maybe you just plug yourself in.
Then they'll just program you to come into work 4 hours early.
No, fuck that. Don't program me. I'll be like Terminator. Jesus freak. Leave me alone.
Well, the FCC order may lower cable bill depending on where you live. And what this is of course, nobody's bill is going to... it's highly unlikely that this is what's going to happen.
Oh my God. I am going to fucking quit this job.
Well, you don't do that. Not on the stream. Don't do that. But you can if you want. But I would not want to do that over the stream. But
give me 100 views, I'll do it.
Yeah, there we go. That case, yeah, 100 views on this video, and Jonathan will quit his job.
Let's get 100 people in here, and I'll do it.
There we go. In here, okay. Well, here's what this is cities and states can levy like a 5% fee onto your cable bill. It's up to 5%. Well, the FCC wants to come around and say, no, you can't do that. So even if you don't have to pay that fee. Do you really think the cable company is going to lower your bill? Or are they just going to raise it by whatever percentage is and just take that money and pocket it because you're used to paying that additional fee anyway?
Fuck that. I hate that stupid ass fee, man. Fucking cable companies, man. I'm going to get my blood boiling now.
Oh, well, and here's my complaint about Spectrum. Now, I will say I will say I'm happy with the service that I get. What I'm not happy about is that I get every other day, and I mean every other day, this piece of mail from them, from Spectrum.
Is it Spanish?
No, it's English.
Oh.
And
they always send me fucking Spanish mail, and I'm like, what the hell? I am not fucking Spanish. What the hell do you guys keep sending me?
You look Mexican to me, so maybe you are. I don't know.
I was like, is there a lot of Mexicans named Jonathan or something? What the fuck?
Could be.
I could say my name was like Jorge or Jesus or something like that. Well, Jesus is spelled Jesus, so I could say if it was that, and then yeah, you can send me all the Spanish mail you want. I will be able to understand that. I would be mad. I'd be like, okay, no, they think I'm Spanish. That's okay, cool. But I am not. I am African American. I have a white name. So you what the, oh my lord! I'm not even gonna get on it.
Well, every other day they send me advertisement to
upgrade.
Well, not upgrade to get TV and to get.
Oh yeah, I get that too.
And
I don't have TV.
And it's like, I don't want it.
I just got that.
Save your darn money. Take all this money that you're spending, sending me crap every other day. And I'm talking about, it's not cheap. Like the last one I got had 2 plastic cards in it. And it's like, why are you sending me this crap? I don't want it. I don't care.
Yeah. It's like, what is it? It says switch the TV for like $24.99 or some shit like that. I got that the other day. I was like every time you guys send me this, I shred it. And I remember one time they called me and they tried to get me to what's name. They was like
put it in my inbox. I'll send it to spam anyway.
Yeah, they was calling me for some kind of like service or something. Or if I call for an issue, the next you know they switch. Hey, while you're on the phone, do you want to sign up? What kind of channels you like to watch? I'm like, oh man, here we go. Here we go. Look, I'm not getting it. You ain't gotta ask me no channels. None of that. You ain't gonna do that. Well, you can try this today. No, I do not want to try any goddamn thing. I don't want it. I don't watch cable. I watch Netflix and everything. What do you like to watch on Netflix? Look, leave it. No, bye.
Well, and here's the thing too. If cable companies want to, I don't know, make more money, stop doing this crap. Stop it. Because guess what? I'm not interested in it. If I was interested in it, I would go to you and say, hey, what can I do? What do you offer for cable, for TV? What do you offer for home phone? I would go to you for that. Stop trying to send this stuff to me every other day. And I'm not kidding. It is every other day that I get something in the mail. And it's just like, you're just wasting money. Lower your prices and stop doing this. Oh. But on to our next story.
Goddamn cable. Got my blood boiling up a
little
bit.
Oh, well, here we go. You remember about a month, maybe a month and a half ago, we did a thing where they attached this flamethrower to a drone?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, guess what? The FAA threatens a $25,000 fine for weaponizing drones. Why do... I understand. I applaud the FAA for that. Excellent job, FAA. Finally, you are doing your job. A government agency that's doing what it's supposed to do. But they shouldn't. It goes back to what I say. They shouldn't need to do it. But here's why.
Yeah, they shouldn't have to. But of course, you have idiots that's always going to try to do something stupid like this. So, of course, they gotta put this out there, and that's not that's a lot of money. But some people, they probably don't care, and they probably do it any goddamn way. But that's a lot of money. That's a nice chunk of fine right there.
Probably should be $100,000 if you really want to discourage people.
Yeah, you might as well just raise it up. I think they should, because a lot of people will take a look at that like, that ain't shit. You might as well. I'll raise it up if I was dumb.
What's to stop someone from retrofitting some sort of firearm to it?
Yeah, we'll stop that.
I mean, because a lot of the metals now are a lot lighter, so they might be able to do it and put it in a way that it has a constant feed of ammunition. Rigger up a thing to pull, if it's an automatic weapon, or you know what I mean. They're not supposed to have automatic weapons, but we're illegal anyway. So let's throw it in an automatic weapon and just attach it to the drone, and there you go.
It'd be nice to have around the zombie apocalypse, but yeah. I was going to go there. You should know it was coming.
I saw it coming, and I was just hoping it wasn't a train, and as it turned out, it was a freight train. But onward and upward. Apple, Google, Mozilla move to protect internet users in, not the U.S., because it's not needed here, in Kazakhstan. And this is, I'm glad I live in the United States, because what this is the government ordered the internet service provider to have everybody install on all of their internet connected devices a piece of software that allows the government to track and detect everything that they're doing, that's going on, what websites they're visiting, what text messages, what on a phone, what phone calls they're making to who, and all the information would be owned by the Kazakhstan. Would have access to, can be accessed by the Kazakhstan government.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't need you saying what the hell I'm doing on my damn phone. It's my business when I'm searching. It's my business when I'm web browsing. Unless it's like, child pornography and stuff, then I deserve to get caught.
Well, I mean, if it's something illegal, yeah, you do. But on to our next.
I watch legal stuff, so.
Legal.
Oh yeah, super legal.
Super legal.
No, I watch legal pornography.
Oh,
they're over the age of 18. Well, that's what the video says. I'm done.
Stick a fork in you. And to our next article. We have Facebook, Twitter remove China-linked accounts for spreading disinformation on Hong Kong protests. And this goes back to finally Facebook's doing something about fake news. And there was protests in Hong Kong, and instead of, reporting as it should be, as it's happening, as it is,
yeah,
the Chinese government wanted to put its own twist on it. So make it not as bad as what it is, or make it worse than what it is. So Facebook said, you do that on your own software. You're not doing it on our platform.
Yeah, that never turns out good.
And they wonder why that conservative news gets cracked down on for being fake, because it's a different point of view. No, it's wrong. It's twisting it. It's twisting the truth into a lie.
Yeah, I mean, fake news has been going on for a while, man. Even gaming journalists, they get their information wrong. IGN did it a couple times. So it's, a lot of times there are sources out there that do want to come up with something to cause chaos. And a lot of times, there are sources who just word it wrong, or they just get the wrong information.
Well, this is where the information from one source is correct, but then they just manipulate it and twist it into making it, this is an apple, now it's a grape, it's an orange, it's a turnip, it's a pear, it's a plum, it's a peach, now it's raisins. Yeah. No, it's an apple. Done. But to the next story. Now, Disney is huge, and I'm thinking, I hate to say this, but the monopolies are never a good thing. Especially Disney is getting worse. Because now Disney fights streaming account sharing to get help from the cable industry. Now, they own Hulu, ESPN Plus, and they're coming out with their own service, the Disney Network.
Yeah. And they got it for a good price right now, too. Supposedly. Well,
and here's the thing. You have Carter Communications, which I think owns Spectrum. Yep, Spectrum. What they want to try to do is detect whether you're sharing your account. Well, if you travel, you're going to be on a different IP address.
Man, Netflix tried that crap already, man. Netflix is not doing a good job with that them damn selves. So I don't think they're going to be able to get if Netflix can't do it, they're not going to be able to do it.
Well, arguably,
I think Netflix is a lot of time. I think they're just more talk than action for the most part.
Well, arguably, Disney is much bigger than Netflix.
They are, but I don't really think they're going to waste their resources trying to stop people from sharing an account. That's just money wasted.
Well, Endgame was just the #1 movie ever.
So, I don't think they're going to waste their resources on that. They got other problems to think about, especially with the Sony Spider-Man split.
Yeah, because Sony said, no, we want our Spider-Man back.
I kind of seen it coming, especially when that whole thing happened with Disney told the guy no about not putting Spider-Man on his son's tombstone.
No, that was disgraceful.
I think Sony was like, yo, that's crazy. And then that's probably was just sinking in, and then other stuff. And then that probably was the first straw. And and the next thing you know, Disney asking for more money, and then there's like, oh, you know what? That's it. No, we're taking our character. You already did this bullshit with the family thing, like, and then now you want to ask for more money, like. No, we're taking our character back. You're being greedy. We're gone. We're ghosts. We're going to take him back and do what we want to do. Well, and I'm kind of happy about it because now it don't have to be a rumor anymore about throwing Spider-Man to the Venom thing, because I enjoy Venom and I would like to see Spider-Man into it, and I would like to see how that plays off each other. So I'm kind of happy about it. So I want to see it, and they got the Carnage thing they're working on, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping that's still the plan. I'm hoping they stick what they have with Venom, and then they just add Spider-Man in there, and then you have Carnage. Man, that'd be a sick film. If they keep it up like they're doing now. If they keep it up like they're doing now, if they take that same kind of energy that they did into Venom, but better, because the script was really bad. I mean, Tom Hardy is an amazing actor. I love Tom Hardy. He does an amazing job. And I think he did a great job for what the script they gave him. If anything, then maybe they just need to get a better director. To get a better director, and then I think it can go far. I really do. I think they can redeem themselves from the other Spider-Man attempts. I mean,
but I hope they don't start from the beginning. I hope they continue.
No, don't kill Uncle Ben again, please. Leave Uncle Ben alone. Just like I don't know why DC keep killing Batman's parents. Stop it, please. Do not go down that road again.
Yep. Thank you.
Please. That's one thing I ask. That's one thing I beg of you. Do not go down that road again. Don't even make it a flashback. It's no point even touching on it. We already know the history. Leave it alone. Just leave it be. Leave that part out. Just because DC's already killing it. And you guys already did enough with your other films. So just leave it, please. I mean, you guys did just leave it alone. I mean, when Marvel got it, they didn't even touch on it. I'm glad. So please do not reboot it. Just continue what you guys are going on. Don't reboot it. Just
continue where you left off.
Because it's not like you got a different actor. You have the same actor. Tom Hardy's, he's Tom Holland. He's gone with the character. So you don't have to change anything. Just roll. Just keep it rolling.
Yeah, keep it going. Please, keep moving forward. Stop going backward.
Because the moment I see, if I see in the future you guys release a trailer and it shows something with Uncle Ben, some sort of flashback, I am not going to see it. I'm telling you that right now. I am not going to see it because I do not need to waste my time going to go see the same thing over again. Just stick what you guys have, please. I don't need to see Uncle Ben die again. Just like I'm tired of seeing Batman's parents die. I'm sick of it. It's stupid. And you guys know how to make a good film. You did when you have Tobey Maguire. You did Spider-Man 1 and 2. 3 don't exist. But you did Spider-Man 1 and 2, and it did great. With Green Goblin and Doc Ock for the next one. It came out wonderful. 3, I don't know what the hell y'all was thinking. That don't exist. I don't know what y'all did. Venom was anorexic. Venom didn't hit the gym. I don't know. Venom became a vegan. That's what happened. So I don't know what happened with that. I mean, the Sandman looked great. I like the Sandman. I love the way y'all did the Sandman. But Venom, man, y'all did my man dirty. Y'all did him completely dirty. Y'all made him a vegan or something. He was just all bad. Eddie Brock was small too. He was just a tiny little punk, man. Oh man, I don't even want to get on it. But you guys did a good job. Amazing Spider-Man 1 was, I don't know. I really don't like either one of them. I do like the concept of Electro that you tried. I like that concept that you tried it. But the effects came out all right, but just everything didn't execute. And then, oh man, I'm not going to get on the Rhino you guys do want to end of those Amazing Spider-Man 2. Oh man, that shit was garbage. But
hopefully they'll keep it going, and hopefully they'll be able to keep it going.
Yeah, if you can get the same director you have from Spider-Man 1 and 2, bring him along, and then I guarantee you probably can have a great film. As long as you guys can bring Craven like I want it, please stick with bringing Craven, or at least have him in something, please. I've been looking forward for Craven to be in Spider-Man forever, since the animated series. And the rumors are looking good, so I'm hoping that was your idea and not Marvel's, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, hopefully they'll. Hey, if they can do it like Marvel does the movies, that would be, high action, what
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
exciting, good story, great story. Then it will be a success.
Yeah.
A good
And
movie.
it's not like they can't make a good Spider-Man film. They've done it before. They've done it.
Well, they did it with Marvel. The Spider-Man movies have been good.
Yeah, and like I say, you did it. You did a wonderful job before Marvel came along. You did a great job with Tobey Maguire. Just you guys need to go back to that. Go back to where you first, introduced Spider-Man. A lot of people didn't like Spider-Man 1, but because it was the origin, of course. Uncle Ben died, and
Yeah. Again.
and then Spider-Man 3. That's probably why people didn't like 3, because they did the flashback with Uncle Ben dying again.
It's
If I was a character in a movie, and I constantly have to if you know you're not in the movie anymore, but you constantly have to go to the movies and then see yourself in a flashback get killed again, you're like, come on, man! I had enough. It's bullshit.
Yeah, and it's not like if you don't know the lore, then most likely you're not going to go see the movie anyway. If you don't know the backstory to it, not likely you're going to go see the movie anyway.
I would sue if I was that person. And for one, you're using my flashback clip, and I got to sit here and watch it. And next thing you know, if I'm taking my kids or something, then they got to see me in the damn flashback. And
you're dying again.
I will sue you. I will sue you. This is bullshit. How many times you want to put me through this? It's crazy. It's bad enough. Like I said, DC does it all the time, and who fucking knows what they're doing with Batman, since they're losing directors left and right, and shit just not going good with that movie so far. So I don't even know if it's going to even happen. So if it does, I'm pretty sure we're going to see his parents die again.
Well, time will tell. And onward and upward to our next story.
I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. You're going to see Bruce Wayne as a little kid. If I go to the movies and I see Bruce Wayne as a little kid, I'm leaving. Because I already know what's coming next. I will walk the fuck out.
I will watch the trailer first and make sure I'm not going to waste my money.
No, they're gonna leave that out the trailer. They're gonna wait till you go. Oh, here we go. He died again.
Well, Microsoft launches bug bounty for the new Chromium Edge browser with $30,000 top reward. And we've talked about this with Apple and Google, and then Microsoft has it for the OS. Now they have it specifically for the browser, which is based on Chrome, which is what the Google Chrome is based on, which is Chromium.
I think it's a great thing. I think it's a great thing that they're, paying people to find bugs, so...
You find a bug, depending on the severity of it, that determines how much you get.
So if you guys are, if you ever watch this video, if you guys are smart, you know how to, get into stuff and hack stuff. Instead of doing it for the wrong reasons, go ahead and do this for Google and just, email them, let them know, hey, I found this. And
Microsoft.
You can get up to Microsoft, and you can get up to $30,000.
There you go.
So Microsoft is doing it now. I know Google was doing it as well.
Yeah, and Apple's doing it with Safari.
Oh, well, you guys got 3 companies to choose from, so, you guys who does this stuff just for fun, you can actually make some money off of it. And, depending on what you do with $30,000, you can make a nice little living off of it if you, do it the right way. If you, I don't know.
Well, to our next story, and...
I wish I was smart enough for that.
Yeah, we both wish we were smart enough for that. But... earlier this year, the European Union passed Article 13, which they renamed Article 17, and
let's rename it. Make it that.
I think the reason they did that last minute, they changed it, is because everybody knew it was Article 11 and 13, so they made it 17, so it'd throw everyone off. And now the Polish government has sent a formal request for the top EU court to throw out the upload filters. Because even though it says in plain text in it that it's not talking about filters, that's the only way to prevent people from uploading, quote-unquote, unauthorized material, is by a filter.
Yeah.
Except the filter would work in reverse if you think about it, because YouTube would have to have a license to allow the creator to use that material. So this is what you're authorized to use, and everything else we're just going to block. Or
Yeah, that's fucked up.
you're just not allowed to. We'll just take YouTube out of Europe.
Yeah, that's just they might as well just take it out, man. Because like what they're doing, it's messed up.
But if Google and the EU and everything, with video and streaming platforms didn't have enough issues, you and I both have been watching videos from Boogie, from GG Reloaded, from just about every streamer out there, or YouTube video creator out there has done videos saying about demonetization and how their videos are being restricted. What's the other guy? It's a Gundam.
Oh yeah, I like It's a Gundam. Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently, and this is not an attack on these people's sexuality, but YouTube LGBT video makers sue claiming discrimination. No, they're not discriminating against you based on your sexuality. They're pretty much messing with everyone. You're not special. They're messing with you too. Which I think this is probably going to get thrown out of court, because there's plenty of evidence. There is an overwhelming amount of evidence that this is just not happening to these people. It's happening on the whole platform. And essentially what it is the algorithm looks at certain words, looks for certain phrases, stuff like that, and says this is not advertiser friendly, or this is not appropriate for monetization. And essentially what it is like giving a 5-year-old a machine gun.
Yeah.
And it's just not happening to you guys. It's, from what I'm seeing, it's happening throughout the site.
Yeah, it's happening. Happening all those guys we just named. It's happening to them. It's happening to small creators, big creators. It's
PewDiePie even. I mean, he's not exempt from it.
It's not like, everyone. Well, you're special and you're good. It's the way the system is. Their AI is stupid. It's real stupid, and they I don't know how many times a lot of YouTubers have to tell YouTube about their AI system. Their AI is just stupid. I mean, I don't know how. Google is pretty smart when it comes to tech, so I don't know how they can screw something
up
like
so
this
badly.
up.
Well,
yeah, I mean,
it's what it is, and that YouTube's algorithm. You're not finding better out there. You're not finding a better algorithm out there than one YouTube has developed. You just don't. And here's the thing: what YouTube could do, especially with the European thing, is they could license out their algorithm to Twitch, to Mixer, stuff like that. Just think about that.
Yeah, they could.
And I would hope it would continue to. I would hope that it's just the early growing pains of the algorithm, that it'll get better over time, because one of two things is going to happen. It's either going to work or it's not. And so far, from what I understand, it's working, but it needs more time.
Yeah, it needs improvement, which they really haven't even tried.
They have, honestly, in YouTube's defense, they have been trying. But there's only...
They ain't trying hard enough.
Well,
they should go back to what it was.
Well, that's the thing, is you can't, because of regulations like what happened, like the EU's Article 17. You can't go back. They can't get rid of it. It's got to be that way. Because the last statistic I heard, and this is something I heard, I want to say, I heard it came in from that, from a lawsuit, and I want to say it was from the LGBTQ one, and that was, there's 500 hours of videos uploaded to YouTube worldwide every minute. Think about that. That is huge.
Oh yeah, I don't blame it. There's most people that's on YouTube. I can see that.
I mean, YouTube can't afford to hire like 10,000 people to review every video, because some videos, are 3 hours long. I mean, you could upload a video 2 hours long. Usually, like last week, where I was by myself, it was 45 minutes. The week before, I managed to do an hour and 15 minutes. If YouTube had to set somebody, employ someone, sit them down, and just watch my video, that ties one person up for 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Typically, our show goes from an hour to an hour and a half. Typically. Yeah. Some of them are a little longer, some are a little shorter. But, and just if you're going to have to type a person for the full length of the time for the full video.
Yeah, it's bad enough YouTube has to pay all these creators, and yet alone turn around have to pay all these other people to review it. So that's just somebody's going. If they have to do that, like somebody's getting a cut.
Well, that's the thing is, how do you afford to do that? I mean, because 500 hours every minute of every hour.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad enough.
That's huge.
It's bad enough. A lot of creators are already suffering because YouTube, I guess, used to pay out a lot more. So
till the apocalypse, then they couldn't.
So they can't. If they do that, it's just going to be the end of a lot of creators because they won't be able to. Because a lot of creators use this as a living. They make their living and their money. They don't. This is their job. This is what they do at the end of the year to file their taxes. They're technically self-employed, and this is their job. A lot of them have families and stuff. I mean, I really don't care.
And studios.
I don't care for the ones that have big fucking houses and a bunch of cars. I don't care for them. Fuck them, because they're just showing off, and it's not right. But for the ones that actually have like families they got to take care of, who's not going out having, I bought me a Tesla. Ooh, let's take a tour of it.
Yeah, no one cares except for your fans.
No, so if those guys lose their money, whatever, fine. Like Jake Paul, Logan Paul, he's always trying to flex on YouTube. Well, look, I got me a Tesla. Look, I got a box ring in my backyard. Look, I got a mansion. Like, who gives a fuck? Like,
well, he's probably over 30 years old and still single. I wonder why.
Like, who cares? Like, yeah, you might have a lot of money, but you're not putting up anywhere. You're using on a bunch of BS stuff that can just easily go away the next day.
Well, then that kind of moves us along to the next thing, which is YouTube blocks PragerU. Now, PragerU is not a university. They are a non-profit conservative commentary group that is heavily religious. And they're suing because they did a video of the 10 Commandments, and YouTube restricted it to mature audiences. And they do have a lot of their other videos which are flagged as inappropriate.
Man.
And to me, like from what I understand, religion on YouTube is supposed to be for an adult, because if I'm the parent of a minor child, okay, which my son is much older than minor now, and I'm Jewish, whatever, why should he be forced randomly by the algorithm, because he's watching Jewish-oriented stuff on YouTube, then PragerU is going to throw their stuff in there saying your religion's wrong, our religion's right. And if you look at the examples that they do show, and I'm going to put this back up on the screen here, no other gods is one of them. Remember the Sabbath, honor your father and mother. I mean, these are fine messages. Honor your father and it's on here twice. And then there's 2 videos that are marked as inappropriate. Well, guess what? PragerU, start your own video streaming platform. Put your videos there. Then you could, if people want to go there, they can do that, and they can view your religious stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people got to remember YouTube it's their platform.
Yeah,
So a lot of things you might not agree with, but you either get off of it or adapt. So fortunately, a lot of people have to adapt. They're not happy with it, but a lot of people do adapt. I mean, a lot of times it's not like a huge adjustment that you have to make. A lot of times you just have to make a little tweaks here and there. Unless you're one of those channels that go super off the wall, do you have to make a big change? But if you're someone who's like in between, on the edge and still good, you just have to be a little bit more on good, wherever they change. And if you're making a living, you have to adapt, and that's it. I mean, if you want to just throw your living away and go somewhere else, that's fine. It's your job. And you got to look at it as a lot of people don't want to accept it as as working for someone or having a boss, but technically you do.
Yeah.
I mean, so a lot of people don't want to accept that they still in some form way have a boss, which is YouTube. YouTube is your boss. You're getting paid and everything, and your boss might be some 20-year-old guy who reviews a video who's getting paid from the actual CEO of YouTube. So you technically still have a boss. YouTube does have a CEO,
and YouTube has terms of service. I mean, there's I've seen where churches will broadcast their sermons on YouTube. Well, that's all fine and dandy. There are, as long as they do it within the community guidelines.
Yeah.
Also, PragerU, I've seen videos from them where, advertisements they paid for, which have stopped, where what they're saying is absolutely not true. And it's just you deserve what you get, PragerU.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what they're doing, and if you work for a company before, you should know how it works. There's when we work for Sears, there's a lot of things they fucking done that we didn't like and whatever. So we just no, what, fuck it. It's they're gonna do what they want to do, it's whatever. So
that's how much input we had on it.
Much as we even voiced our opinion, well, this is not right. We're not gonna make it that much money if we even do this. You think they care? No.
The company did.
So you just have to make that adjustment and just whatever, suck it up and do what they can. If they're paying you, you gotta if you want to keep getting paid, you just suck it up and do what you're supposed to do. You gotta look at it as you're their piggy bank. Every time they get paid, they put some money in your jar. You're their piggy bank. And if you don't want to do what they do, they knock you down, break you, no more money's going in.
Yep. So
you just gotta do what they want you to do. I mean, it's not like they're restricting super hard, saying you can't do this or do that anymore. And they was hey, you can't cuss, or at least wait for a minute, and then you can go ahead and it's all free games. They're adults, so they know there are a lot of adults on here, so they're not restricting it for everyone. And if there's something super edgy, they're just hey, just make sure you make it mature audiences, because if we got to review this ourselves, and then next thing you know, that puts you on their radar.
Right. And
because now they have to check.
You're going to get monetized, but it's going to be a lot less advertisers that are going to be available to you. And if you keep flagging, your edgy stuff as not being mature audiences only.
Yeah, we don't know how many times we've been saying this since we started this show. If you're going to
pretty much,
if your stuff is edgy and do it yourself.
If this is something you wouldn't want your children to see, I'm talking about there's some of our videos that I've flagged that made it for adults only, because I had the thought of, would I want my minor son watching this? is this something appropriate for him? A lot of the shows, yeah, I would have no issue. But some of the shows, yeah, I flagged them. And I did that myself. I think YouTube would look at that and say, okay, he did this on his own, so he's trustworthy. Whereas if we do this stuff and then, we're cussing and swearing up a storm and not flagging it for mature audiences, YouTube's going to say, hey, now we have to do it.
Yeah. Especially
now you're not going to be trustworthy.
Yeah, especially if we're making money and you're not getting paid for making it mature audiences. So what, Well,
you get paid not as much because there's a lot less advertisers. And from what I understand, YouTube is trying to get more advertisers that are, if like Bush or beer, whatever beer company.
Yeah, they're trying to get more edgier advertisers.
Well, yeah, like beer or, I've seen like that soap commercial that is not meant for kids.
Yeah.
The shaving thing. I've seen those ads. I mean, those should be run on mature audience. Those could be available to be run on mature audience.
Yeah, it's not like YouTube is not trying. It's not like they're not trying to help everyone out. It's just they can't get to everything.
And it's not going to happen overnight either.
No, it's not going to happen overnight. Like we were saying, if you flag your stuff your own, and that's fine. But they have to go through it, and then or if someone concerning, if they say if someone comes in, which is even worse than YouTube finding on their own, is a parent is finding their kid watching it, then they report your video.
Oh, well, and then it gets on Twitter, and then it blows up into something it's not.
So if you get it reported, that's even worse because now YouTube has to go through it, then they have to demonetize it, and then now since you're getting reported, now they have to look at almost everything you put up. And if you have more stuff like that, you're going to lose a lot more money. So why not just save yourself the hassle and just do it yourself instead of them finding it? Especially if you're in their good graces, don't be on their bad side because they can already see what they can do if you're on their blacklist, and you're not going to make any money if you want to make a living off of it.
Right. And here's one thing that's really good that YouTube is doing. And I absolutely applaud again. YouTube is spending some of that money, and this, in my opinion, they're spending that money that is not actually their. It's not their issue. It isn't, but it is. YouTube's new lawsuit shows just how far copyright trolls have to go before they're stopped. And that title is kind of misleading in a way because what YouTube has done is there was a guy that would give what was it? I want to say it was the Minecraft. There are two Minecraft streamers, and what this guy was doing is flagging their videos falsely. He'd flag two of them, and then he'd send them and before. The way it works is he submits it. You have so long to respond. You respond, and then he gets that. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. That's my. Hold on. Let me say this again. Before the response time was up for you to dispute it, he would send you a message saying, "If you send me X amount of dollars or X amount of Bitcoin, I'll go ahead and release the claims." It's extortion is what it is.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Right. And if you submitted a dispute, okay, now he gets all your personal information.
Yeah.
Your name, your address, your phone number, your email address, which, email address can be found out through the platform anyway. But heck, you could tweet them, and that was the thing was, what these guys would do is try to extort money from people to say, hey, I'll release these, I filed these claims. They knew it was false. YouTube knew it was false because it was a DMCA takedown. There's nothing YouTube can do about it legally.
Yeah.
So they took this. They're taking this one guy to court, and this is one thing that I say I don't like about that headline is YouTube can't do this for every creator or every instance if this happens.
No, they can't.
Okay, who could? Because taking them to court is not cheap, and going through the court process is not cheap.
No, it's not. You got to pay lawyers and lawyer fees and all that stuff. That stuff
Court
ain't
fees, court
cheap.
costs, and everything. So, like I say, I do applaud YouTube for doing this, but I don't, hope. I'm thinking this is going to be a one-time, maybe 2 or 3 time thing, and then it's going to be like we're going to make huge examples out of these people, and then hopefully that'll squash it. But some of the other changes YouTube has made, I think, is kind of put a squash on that too. But to our next story, and it's an Elon Musk. Elon Musk, Tesla relaunches.
This guy again.
Oh yeah, Tesla relaunches its solar panel business. You can rent a solar panel for $50 a month, which in California it's $65. Excuse me. And basically, they put the solar panels on your roof, and you pay X amount, $50, $65 a month, and you are renting the thing, the
Solar panels.
The solar panels. Well, here's the thing, though. You are locked into a contract, but if you try to get out of that contract early, there's a cancellation fee of $1,500 because they come out and take all those panels off your roof.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I think it's probably, I don't know, it doesn't say the specifics of it, like how much power it puts out. And it is only in certain states. It's not like everywhere. But I think it only puts out enough power for you to recharge your car.
Recharge a Tesla, and that's it.
Yeah. It's still a cool thing.
I mean, it's cool, but that's ridiculous, man. The pricing they're trying to make on you using energy from the sun. So that's crazy when you're using natural energy, and they still want to try to make a huge profit off of it.
You could buy their solar panels, but how much? It's a huge outlay at once. Whereas this way, you're paying monthly. But the thing is, too, you're renting it, so you never own it.
Yeah. So I mean, solar energy has kind of been around for like a long time. It's been in calculators when the calculator used the light.
Yeah.
For your for the calculator.
It's nothing new. It's actually pretty old technology.
A lot of people probably didn't know that. With the calculators, the old calculators, when they had that grayish bar and it has like black lines in it. If you put your finger over that, it's going to feed out that number because you use the light from the classroom or wherever you are to power. The letterings.
Right.
So it's not new technology. It's just on a bigger scale.
In a different application.
Yeah.
And to our next story. Cyberpunk 2077 confirmed for Google Stadia. For those who don't, here we go. Google Stadia is Google's attempt at a streaming platform. You buy the game and it is streamed to a device that you own, but the game runs on their servers. And
I think it's a bad idea, man.
Well,
it's man.
The connectivity of the internet isn't there. And here's the thing: if Google abandons it, decides this is not a venture we want to continue doing, then what? You spent $60 on a game that you have no access to, can't play.
Yeah. Or if their servers won't go down, and like what are you gonna do? You can't just you might have it. You might have paid for it, but you can't. Since it's streaming, right. You have to access their server, and if their servers are down, you can't access it. And then what you gonna do? Call and complain? Then what?
Well, and then you still got to wait for hours for the servers to come back up. But like Call of Duty, if like I have World at War, if something happens to the internet, I don't have access to the internet, I could play it offline. It has campaign mode, not the newest ones, but the ones I have, the older ones, have a campaign mode. I could play the campaign mode. Heck, in the older ones, I could play the multiplayer maps, and it puts bots in place of the teams, and you don't have to have an internet connection for that.
Yeah,
which I think is really cool.
So I really don't have high hopes for this, and I think Apple's trying to do one as well. I don't have high hopes for it. I think it might be around for maybe a year, and that's it.
Well, not with the current infrastructure, because ISPs, internet service providers, don't want to take their profits and put it into improving or expanding their infrastructure. What they want to do is just either pocket it or spend it on advertising. Like I said, in the beginning, that like every other day I get some sort of advertisement from Spectrum to get TV and blah blah. Ugh.
Which nor really who watches TV? What is that?
Well, yeah, people stream it anymore.
Yeah, I stream everything, man. I don't watch cable because you get shit tons of commercials for what?
Well, I still have an antenna on my roof. I want local stations. I still have an antenna on my roof. But to our next story, and this one I think is funny because I don't like Fortnite. I don't like the Epic Store. Fortnite hack. Warning issued for 250 million players. And it's funny to me because what this is if there's an aim bot that instead of putting in you download an aimbot for Fortnite, instead of it being an aimbot, what it actually is a hack that steals your private information. And it's being promoted as a Fortnite aimbot. So I think that's kind of funny. You want to cheat in this free-to-play game, and you get hacked instead. I mean, you really shouldn't be that way, but you shouldn't be doing that in the first place. Then you wouldn't be susceptible to this stuff.
Yeah, Epic Store, man. They need to get their shit together, man.
Well,
they need to get their shit together.
No, well,
I'm trying to enjoy myself playing Dauntless, and then it crashes here and there out of nowhere. Like, Epic, you need to get your shit together, man, for real.
Well, try and put more than one product into, to purchase.
It's bad enough I'm pissed off. You guys, took, shit move for yourselves for a year or whatever. So if you're going to waste all this money to steal content that people are waiting on, use the money and fix your servers or games or whatever. Fix the
your
shit.
Store. Well, and here's the thing: is that's what Steam did. Is it took the money it's making, it invested it into the store, created a community. You could get, if you buy a game from Steam, you can, and if it offers you, a free 24-hour or 48-hour trial, you could buy the game, use it for a day or two, and if you don't like it, guess what? You get a refund. With Epic, there's no mechanism for that. They don't invest in that. So you have to go to the developer to say, hey, this is what's happening with this game. It doesn't work. It doesn't run on my system. I want my money back. So it's got to be arranged through the developer now, instead of just being through the store where you bought it from in the first place.
Yeah. Maybe they're mad because I ain't spending no money because it's a free game and they want me to spend in microtransactions and I don't go for that. And so maybe they're mad and maybe they want to kick me off because I'm not spending no money.
Well, I'm not. I don't even have their store installed, and I'm not going to reinstall it. And to our next story, and that is Riot Games settles class action lawsuit over sexist culture. Now, it doesn't say how much everybody got, but more than 150 Riot Games employees walked out of their offices in protest because of this sexist corporate culture over at Riot Games. And these people got together, got this class action lawsuit, and they settled out of court, which is it's good, because that shouldn't exist in a corporate culture. But to the same token, because they settled, now they're under, they can't talk about it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And hopefully they got a good amount for it, because, that stuff needs to be discouraged. Ugh. You don't go to a job for sex unless that's your job, and we can get to Twitch thoughts later. Another time. But
surprisingly, which is interesting about Twitch is lately I've been going on there and I have not been seeing Amaranth Amaranth pop up on my thing at all. Like the last few times I went on there, like the last 3 days. Normally I go on around this time, she's doing some ASR bullcrap or something.
ASMR, whatever.
Yes, but for the last 3 days, I haven't been seeing her up there. Yeah, I'm shocked. I was like, damn, what happened? So, I don't know what's been going on with Twitch. I don't know if they're cracking down, if she's on vacation. I go into the just chatting section, I see Bad Bunny still sitting there. So I don't know. Hopefully they're actually cracking down on some of this stuff. I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Well, next time you want to watch Bad Bunny, you can enjoy it with a Domino's pizza that was delivered by e-bike.
By who?
By Domino's. That is delivered by what's termed an e-bike. It's a motorized bicycle.
E-bike?
Yeah. Which is, that would not work around here, because, maybe it would work like 4 or 5 months out of the year, but it rains too often here and it snows and gets horrible too often here to be riding a bike. But, maybe for certain parts of the country, this would be a viable option.
So what is it, electric bike?
Yeah, it's an electric bike that it'll carry up to, it'll go up to 20 miles an hour. It'll run for 25 to 40 miles.
Japan can use that.
And they could carry up to 12 large pizzas.
Oh, Japan, man, you better come grab that, man. That seems like a great thing right there.
Well, and here's my thought. And if you look even at the stock photo here, this guy's leaning on his bike. You weave in and out of traffic. What if you fall? Do you have to go back? Do you have to make all the pizzas? And is he responsible for that? Or is he just going to deliver them and say, here's your pizza, good luck?
Maybe, hopefully they're locked in there or something.
No, they're strapped on. But the thing is, if he falls over, the pizzas are going to slide right to the bottom. To one
in
side.
New York, they do it all the time. People deliver pizzas on a regular bike, occasionally in New York. So electric, I think that would save a lot of them. I think that will help them a lot. But some people like having some sort of control with their pedaling and stuff like that.
Well, you could have it either way. You can have it electric or electric assist, or with you pedaling.
Okay, so if you need to take a break, for going far, you can.
Well, you could, so you could just keep going and engage the motor, and it'll, go up to 20 miles an hour.
Put in cruise control.
There you go. And our last story of the evening, and this is another fun one. Seattle will be getting Pokemon-themed pop-up bar next June with adorable burgers.
Oh, that seems pretty cool.
If you watch the stream, you'll see the picture.
Yeah, I'm watching it. That's pretty cool. I like it.
That is kind of cute, but I don't know how.
I would demolish that burger.
Well, here's the thing: what does Nintendo have? Doesn't Nintendo own Pokemon?
That's right. Of course, Nintendo's grabbing every goddamn thing. Forgot.
Yeah, and Nintendo is Nintendo. There were channels that were on for years that only had Nintendo game music videos, and they were up there for years. And Nintendo now had them all removed and taken down. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, maybe
what's
Nintendo
your
don't know
point
about it yet.
now?
They don't know about it yet. But once they find out, man, I can see some sort of action going into it, especially if they must start making a decent profit off of it.
Hey, and then it would be one thing if they had their own service, streaming service, with that music, or released a CD or box set with the Nintendo game music.
Yeah, I mean, Japan.
But I wouldn't. I didn't watch those videos either. So, but that would be kind of pretty cool, though.
Yeah, Japan has restaurant themes all the time. They have their damn it, I can't think of it. They My Hero Academia restaurant. They have all different kind of restaurants for anime, but that came from their country, so that's different.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. That was pretty neat, and that is the last story of the evening. So that is it for us, and we did an hour and 21 minutes. I'm George, and this is my best bud.
I'm Jonathan. Like I said, you guys can follow me on J.FBA on YouTube, on Twitch, J.FBA90 on Twitter. So,
and we will see you guys this time next week for more tech news and tech-related news.
Peace.
And it froze.